The Gemara in Masechet Berachot says, "Im adam ro'eh she'itpalel velo na'ana." A person sees that he prays to God and he was not answered. Ma ya'aseh? Says the Gemara, "Achzor v'yitpalel." He should pray again. He should pray another time. Shneimar, David HaMelech says in Tehillim, "Kaveh el Adonai, chazak v'ametzibecha v'kaveh el Adonai." You anticipated the salvation of God. Chazak v'ametzibecha. Strengthen your heart. Pray again, and you'll be answered. Says the Gemara. The Gaon Mivilna brings a beautiful interpretation of this Gemara. He says what the Gemara is referring to is the Chazara of the Shaliach Tzibur. He says if a person prayed and wasn't answered, what should he do? Yachzor v'yitpalel. That's referring to the Chazara. The Chazara is a very, very powerful thing. The Chazara of Shaliach Tzibur, to have kavanah and especially not to speak. Shulchan Aruch writes in Siman Kuf Chaf Daled that a person who speaks, he doesn't write this lashon anywhere else. He writes a person who speaks in the middle of the Chazara, Sichat Chulin, Gadol Avono Mininso. It says in this week's parasha, when Cain kills Hevel, that's the word that he used, that the Torah uses. The sin is too hard to bear. So the Shulchan Aruch doesn't write that about any other avera. That's what he says about speaking in the middle of the Chazara. Especially now, in time of war in Eretz Yisrael. We want to be soldiers, we want to support the soldiers that are out in war. It's not funny. I know many soldiers that went out that literally cried. They had the most devastating parting from their wives. They don't know they're coming back, not coming back, what's going on. So it's definitely a time of serious war in Am Yisrael. Over 200,000 troops left their families alone, their kids alone. They're out in front combats and they're going into who knows where. And Hashem, they definitely need our prayers. So one last thing, the Arizal writes, it's brought down in a book written by Rabbi Ariel Cohen, the author of Pele Yoetz. There's a pasuk in Shirat Hayam. Hashem yilachem lachem. Hashem will go out to war for you. The pasuk ends and says, V'atem taharishun. So the Pele Yoetz brings in the name of a rabbi, I forget his name, in the name of the Arizal, who says, if you want Hashem to fight your wars against Midat Adin, against the attribute of justice, against the enemies of Israel, against the Yetzer Hara, the Satan, then it's fine, He'll do it for you. But there's one condition. Atem taharishun. You should be quiet. In Batei Knesiyot, in the time of the Tefillah, you should not speak. The Gaon Mivilna writes to his kids, he says, you should know if you're going to go to Bet Knesset and speak, I'm giving you a ptor to pray alone your whole life. The Gaon Mivilna writes this. The Chavetz Chaim also writes the same thing, and so does the Hatam Sofer. So a person wants to come to Bet Knesset to do Avodat Hashem, especially in times of war. We are also soldiers. We are the main soldiers, the people who pray, who learn Torah, the religious Jews. Am Yisrael needs us now. So it's a time of seriousness, and we have to approach the tefillah with a serious approach, with all of our hearts.